Yo, what's going on, guys? Hope you guys are all having a fantastic day. The last 1vx of the video is pretty insane. I end up killing 7 people, so make sure you stay tuned to that. Without further ado, let's get right into that PvP commentary. We went for a parry there, but sadly it did not connect here, and then we were chunked down to half HP, so we're just going to pot up, throw down a trap, so you can get a cheeky little connection here. Poke them down as they close the gap. We get the parry, go for the heavy, into the Musket right there, avoiding through the sweep, doing a bunch of burst damage there, and then we're just going to roll back and finish off with a nice musket shot. For our next clip here, we're going against a shield guy who's perma-blocking, so I'm forced to heavy attack here to try and break his guard. But sadly, he stuns me, punishing me for my heavies, but I land a parry there, and I throw down the trap here. Go for another heavy, but he blocks it. Nice block to him. I'm trying for Shay to break his guard there. I get the end there, just doing some nice chip damage. And then we're going to roll away here to pot up. Make sure we stay at relatively full HP. As this man desperately tries to close the gap, we get a nice headshot in there, poking him down. We go for the parry, but unluckily he blocks it. We have Shay to get out of there since that was a relatively dangerous spot. And then we're going to chug a regen potion here. This guy survives on a minuscule of HP, stunning me there at the last second. I go for the parry, but they dodge out of it. Nice dodge to them. And we're going to kite away here, pot up, make sure we stay relatively full HP as they close the gap here. I'm going to look for some nice auto attacks to poke them down. We get a few. This guy decides to buff in the middle of the fight for some unknown reason. I go for parry, I get a 2-man parry into the backstab there, bursting him down immediately, turning this into a 1v1. I poke him down to 1 HP here. I roll, but just too late, I guess, and it connects. And now I'm just going to auto evade this guy down with a few auto attacks. If you guys are enjoying the video so far, it would mean a lot to me if you guys hit that like button and subscribe. So without further ado, let's get right back into that PvP commentary. As you can see here, we're just poking this guy down with a few auto attacks. Got a little bit of a range battle here. He's across the river. We look for another auto. It connects and ends up succumbing to our musket. For our last fight here, we're going to look to see if we can get some few people to follow us outside the fort. We're going to turn around here to look to get some pot shots into our foes as they close the gaps. We decide to reload the powder burn there. The guy gets us in the root, but I get a 2-man parry into the heavy, into the auto evade there with the Flashay, bursting that guy down immediately. As the guy tries to close the gap, he walks right into our trap. I'm going to look to feed him with some musket autos there, chunking him down further. He dodges towards me for some reason. I'm just going to look to punish that with some auto evades, flashing right through him there to finish him off. This guy gets his teammate up, but he falls quickly right after. And now I'm going to look to auto this guy down. He's out of stamina, so I force him into tomb. We roll back. I look for a parry. I thought this guy was going to go more aggressive, but he backs off and goes for the javelin throw. And now I'm going to look to focus this guy down with a few auto attacks from my musket. As we get him relatively low HP, we try to Flashay on top of this guy to finish him off. We look to charge the heavy. It connects, and we finish off with that cheeky little parry. And now we're going to turn our attention right back to the mage since he's the squishier opponent. I Flashay right through that guy to close the gap, and Flashay right on top of the mage now to try and burst him down. I missed a few autos, but I connect that heavy right there, chunk him down further, and I go for that massive musket shot right there, confirming the kill. The hammer player, seeing his teammates fall one by one, is enraged, and he tries to go after me. This guy tries to res his teammate, but I say no, and I Flashay right through him there, getting the reset on the Flashay. And now the musket user is trying to focus me, so I turn my attention to him. I go for the powder burn reload, but it was in a relatively bad spot. And I'm just going to try and eat my food here and kite away, get some nice LOS and pot up. The Great Axe user goes for the Grotto, but he misses it, and I Flashay right through him right there, but he slaps me away. I go for the parry, and it lands beautifully into the backstab auto evade there to confirm the kill. I'm trying to kite away now since I'm relatively 1 HP. As the musket user is relentless, he hits a shot on me there, bringing me virtually to 1 HP. I'm rolling away here, trying to buy time for my potion cooldown. It comes up, and I look to feed in some autos to trade with him. I switch back to my Rapier to evade on top of him here, so I know he's out of stamina. I go for the parry, but it hits the mob sadly, and we connect our final 2 shots there, confirming the kill.